I was sent this really cool access point by WAVLINK to do a review. This is a dual band, 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, support active PoE and passive PoE. This one's very interesting for the simple fact it has 4 dBi glass fiber reinforced plastic antennas. Now this has an IP67 waterproof, has Wi-Fi 6, AX3000 Wi-Fi 6 outdoor access point. This is the Aerial HD9. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed and see what it's all about. So on the very top here we have the access point. We have an accessories box and it looks like the antennas. And of course some instruction manuals and mounting guides. So let's see what's in the accessory box. So accessories, we have some sticky pads for mounting the access point, in case you choose that. Bag of parts and pieces, weatherproofing for the Ethernet cable, and then a little wrench to tighten all that up. Patch cable, power supply for the PoE, and then a little PoE itself. Comes with a little on-off switch, very nice. And here's the PoE side and the LAN side and your DC power. So let's check out the antennas. Got a little bit of weight to them. And then in the box, it looks like we also have some mounting straps for the installation part of it. Very nice. So this one here says 2.4, and this one here is for the 5G. So let's take a look at the access point. It's a very heavy duty material. It's got a little bit of weight to it. And here's where the antennas get plugged into. So on this side we have a 5G 2.4 and a 5G and another 2.4. That's where the antennas would screw into. Very easy and simple. So on the very back here we have a little bracket here for mounting. It has a place for screws, and then right on through the center there it's a place for the straps, depending on how you decide to mount it. So on the very bottom here we have the Ethernet connection, and then right under here is a pairing and reset button. So there's only one other thing we need to do. Let's go ahead and get this installed somewhere, get it set up, take it for a test drive. We'll see you here in a little bit. All right, it does come with this little mounting pattern right here. So wherever you're going to mount it, it allows you to line up the screws and then put your screws in. It's very simple. It has the bracket on the very back here, and then you just slide that on there, and there it is. It's latched. So what we've got to do next is put the Ethernet cable in here, and we need to weatherproof it. So we're going to take and use this piece right here. So we're going to take and screw part on there, and then the little weatherproofing ring, and then this piece right here with these little fins slides down on that and pushes down on there and allows you to make that connection. And then we're just going to put it into the Ethernet connection, screw that on there, and then use the little wrench and tighten it up all nice and tight. All right, so the PoE, it's very important to have this in a place where it's weatherproof, because, well, there's no weatherproof fittings on here. So this needs to go in a location that is out of the rain. So right here, you've got the PoE side. That's how this device gets its power. So we're going to plug that up. And then whatever your internet connection is, you need to plug that up. All right, that gives you your internet connection to it. And then, of course, plug it up. And now it's on. All right, so overall, this is very easy to set up. The biggest thing is you've got to have something to connect to it. And I'm going to use a mini PC, and we're just going to go old school on it. But you can go and connect to it wirelessly. And everything you need to know is in this quick start guide. And it gives you all the details that you're going to need. All right, so when you put in the IP address that it tells you to put in, you will come to this page. And this is where you would initially put in the password they give you, and then it allows you to change that password. So that's what we're going to do. Now, what's really cool is all the advanced features we have in here. Device status, modem selection, network settings, parental control, firmware update, which I already did, logged in there, checked for updates, it downloaded and updated. Backup and restore, time zone, admin password, timing reboot, network diagnostics, LED control, and signal adjustment. I'm not going to go into here because there's a lot of personal and IP information and all this stuff here, but this kind of shows you all the different features this has. It's very powerful and very nice. All right, so there it is. It's up there really high. It gives us a good line of sight to be able to test this. So let's go ahead and go down the road a little bit and see what kind of signals we can get out of this. So a half mile away from my property, the access point is up there, way on up there. I'd zoom in, but it's too far away. You wouldn't be able to see it. And let me show you the speeds that we're getting at a half mile. And this is kind of the average. There you go, right there. It's been pretty close to that upload and download when I've tested it several times, but it looks really good. Super impressed. All right, so off in the distance up there, the bottom of the tree line there is the access point. We're about half the distance from the half mile mark. So cut that in half, that's where we're at. All right, so this is the average speed at this location. Like I said, I'm in between the halfway point of the half mile. All right, so I'm down here on the corner of my property. This is kind of one of my favorite hangouts. I have a 10-acre square piece of property. A lot of it's wooded and a lot of it's open, but this one's kind of wooded, and this is the speeds I'm getting down here. Take a look at this. Very awesome. So these are the speeds I'm getting down here by this little pond. And what I'm going to do is jump over here to one of the other areas of my property, which is deep into the woods. Let's go check that signal strength out. All right, so I'm down here in the woods on the very corner of my property. And already I am super impressed with the speeds that I'm getting. Now I am way down here on my 10-acre square piece of property. I'm at the far end of my property in an area that I usually don't get Wi-Fi or any kind of cell service, just for where it's at. Very impressed. Now the access point is up there on the corner of my property, up really high, and the directional antennas there are kind of giving signal down in this piece of woods. I am super impressed. In my opinion, this little access point has done really good. If I can get internet down here in the woods like I am a happy camper. So there are the speeds. It's averaging somewhere close to that every time I've tried. It is doing really good. I hope this helps. All the details and specs are right there on the webpage. But overall, in my opinion, this little access point is doing really good.